Welcome to another episode of Chat and Chew. Welcome,
Y'all.
Y'all missed us. We missed you. So, of course,
a little bit.
Just a little bit. What about look? Just a little bit for both of y'all. So, if you're watching us right now, that means you're watching us on YouTube. While you're here, please make sure that you have hit that subscribe button. You have hit that notification bell. Mm-hmm. At the end of this episode, share us with your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors, your ex. Look, share us with your enemies, okay? But listen, welcome. We thank everyone for joining live tonight. And while you're here, even though we're doing the show, we are watching the interaction and the correspondence in the chat. So please say hello. Let us know that you are here and that you are watching us live, okay? So I'm your girl, Miss Ebony. In the middle, we have Special K. And on to my other end, we have Tisha.
Hey, Tisha.
So, Special K, tell them a little bit for all of our newcomers and our new watchers what Chat and Chew is about.
Well, Chat and Chew, we are a place where tasteful conversations happen, and we give you our opinion, maybe different from yours. So the places that we give you our opinions on, make sure you go and check them out for yourself because you might have a whole nother experience. But we share our experiences of travel, our leisure activities, definitely our food where we've been, just things that we enjoy doing. Yeah. And tonight we're going to do our review on District 41. It's something local here in the Newport News area. It's kind of out in City Center. Great place. Is owned, I think, still by Antoine Bethea. And he has a couple of co-owners and free. So we went there. We want to share our experience with you on our most recent visit. Now, Tisha didn't go with us when Ebony and I went here recently, but she has gone. She's gone before. So she's going to give you some of her feedback too. So you guys ready?
Let's go.
All right, producer, roll that clip.
Welcome back.
All right. So before I begin this interrogation,
not interrogation,
I would like to say that Miss Ebony and Special K have been going on a lot of little dinners and what. So I just want to put that in the atmosphere. We need to figure this out. Okay. So you went to District 41. Mm-hmm. So first of all, my question is, how would you describe it? Would you say it's a lounge, a club? Like, how would you describe it? A sports bar?
I'll go first. Mm-hmm. I would describe it really all of that. Mm-hmm. In the daytime and on Sundays or like on Saturdays when there's a UFC fight, you get the sports bar feel, right? And then they have other nights where it is more like a club, you know what I mean? They have Thursday night, R&B night. They have Friday night. They have something going on Saturday night as well. So I say that this establishment offers a little something for everyone. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it's a great spot to go to for lunch with your colleagues because they have lunch specials, as you saw there in the video. They have lunch specials. Or you can go with your children in the daytime, on the weekends, you can go for your different sports because there's TVs galore all around that place. Or if you're looking for a club atmosphere, and I would say for me in your 20s, 20s to mid-30s, unless I really want to put an age group on it, because let me tell y'all, I have been AKA the alley before, right? And it has been like, I just turned 40. So I've sat like this, like, okay. But I have straight seen a 55-year-old there getting it. Like, okay, don't y'all laugh.
They were going through a midlife crisis. Don't be down there in that alley.
So listen,
don't be in that alley.
It's about whatever you're looking for. You know
right.
So yeah.
When has the alley ever been a good place? Like, think about the days of going in the alley.
We're not promoting the alley. We're not downgrading the alley. Let's focus.
These are just our opinions.
Bring it back.
Go ahead. So what you say, Special K?
I agree. It's some of all of it. Really just depends on what day of the week, what time of the day. I know back in the day they used to do brunch on Sundays. Do they still do brunch? Yeah. So even on Sundays, it's a good brunch, and it's like a hit and miss kind of thing. As to it might be great one Friday, next Friday, but I mean that's everywhere you go. So
right.
What
day did you guys visit? What day?
We went on a Tuesday. It was taco and tequila night, I believe it was. Yeah, we went on Tuesday.
We gotta say this real quickly. We did not originally pick District 41.
I was going to say that.
We picked another establishment. I won't say the name because we're not doing a review, but I will say this. I am glad that we left that establishment to go have our tacos at District. I will say that, okay? So we ended up at District and like $2 for a taco. Like, you can't beat that at all.
All right. So the outside parking lot, outside exterior, how would you describe it? What would you say?
We went in the evening. It's lit, well lit, plenty of parking because it's like a little shopping center off Pilot House right there across the street from the Food Line area. So plenty parking. Now I will say, depending on what district has going on, you might have to park over there in that Food Line area. We've been in district like that before, and it's been just like packed. And it's a pizza place, like right beside it. And they kind of get, fairly decent business as well. But on average, parking is usually pretty good. It's concrete. So if you're a heel person or whatever, you can do your heels, you can do your tennis shoes, whatever, and the walking is fine.
All right. Upon entering the building, is there a hostess staff or someone waiting to greet you, seat you?
This particular night, no. The average night, on the busier nights, there is a hostess or a host there, that you would meet upon, you're arriving through the door. But this particular night, no. We did get there. Part of us wanted, because we really wanted our tacos, right? So part of us wanted to go seat ourselves, but we didn't want to we was too hungry. So we stood, we looked, we watched. No one came, so we went and sat ourselves. But as soon as we sat ourselves, I will say, a young lady did come over and greet us.
Okay. What does the interior look? How does it look on the inside?
I'll let you take it.
Plenty tables and booths. Now they revamped it from when I had gone a while ago, I guess. Well, not years ago, but a little while ago. So they have more of I guess it's like your VIP section, Ebony, something like that. On the side where we were at, but they have bar space. They got plenty of table seating. Then they have seating that's like on another side. That side was actually closed, but if it's enough people in, that side is open as well.
Yeah,
and it's regular low top tables. You have some high top tables, so it's a mixture.
Yeah, and I like that because you do have some that prefer the high top than others that prefer to be a little lower because you want your legs and your feet going to sleep. But what's really unique about this establishment is they do have 2 bars. So I will say on your busier nights, it doesn't take you long to get a drink because you have 2 bars, and at each bar it's like 2 bartenders plus you have your servers. Okay. I do want to answer in the chat that someone asked, do they have karaoke? I think they previously did. One thing about District 41, follow them on Instagram, Facebook. Yeah. You gotta follow them to keep up with them because things are always changing. So right now, I haven't heard of a karaoke going on, but yeah.
But they are one of those spots where it's always something. So like she said, follow them because if somebody inquires about it, they might decide to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they had comedy at one night. Remember we used to go to the comedy shows that was there? They had comedy. I think they've done like a paint night or something there before. I don't know if that was a private something or that was there, but they use their facility. But they're open to different ideas if they feel like it'll bring, you know what I mean, the crowd. So the karaoke could be something that could, maybe be mentioned to them.
Yeah, that's how the R&B night came. They had ladies' night, they have R&B night. But that's how that started. Was mention them, and then more than one time. I mean, more than one person. Actually bringing the idea.
Right.
But that is true. They are so open to your ideas, and they're you can reach them. Like it doesn't take days to reach them. You can go on Instagram right now and hit that DM and send them a message, and I promise you will get a fast response. And not just because I know them, because even though we know owners, I don't think it's the owners that run the actual social media page. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you got some ideas, send it that way. That was a great question. Yeah.
I've actually been there. I didn't go when y'all went.
We didn't go with you either, Tisha. Let's clear that up.
We're gonna talk about this after. But I went. It was a Saturday, Saturday night for my sister back in September. For me, the inside, I have a thing, and I don't know because this was September, so I don't know what it's like now. But I have a thing with like ripped up leather. I don't like.
It's changed. You got to go see.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that because if it's ripped or it has cracks in it, I don't know what it is, but
I'll tell you what it is because it's an easy access for like bed bugs, seriously, and critters to get in. You know what I mean? So I don't blame you on that. But yes, they have. In fact, one thing I think District is known for is every time the new year come around, they're coming around with new events, new ideas, new everything, new staff, new, you know what I mean? So they did. It is a different look compared to like probably when you went and even the last time Keisha went. Yeah.
So you talked about staff. How was the customer service? How was your waitress?
Well. Listen, one thing about this show, we want to be different than others. And what we mean by that is we want to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay. So I will tell you the first thing I said. The very first thing I said with the server that we had was, why tonight? Because I have been, let me say this first before we talk about that night. I've been there before, and the servers are down to earth, nice. They helping you order your drink, your food, But we're gonna talk about this particular review. The customer service was horrible. It was so horrible that I told Special K, I'm about to contact the owner right now, right? But I didn't do it because I did not want her to get that right there in the middle of serving us. Like I wanted to get what was there. I didn't want to change up, you know what I mean? Because now I've contacted the owner, which is a good thing to an owner, right? To make the corrected action, right? But I didn't want her to lose her job and all that night. But it was horrible. And I'm gonna let Special K tell you more because I gotta say this to you all. So I'm doing good, right? And I'm like, Keisha, calm down. Like Keisha, like she having a hard time with it, right? Then Keisha gets herself together, and it jumps off on me. To the point, listen, y'all. To the point that the young lady comes to the table and she's talking, and I look, I said, "I'm really trying. I am really trying with you." Didn't I, Special K? I said, I'm really trying. And it's like, when I did that, I will say it was a change. I don't know if I scared a little bit. And now, we shouldn't have to scare you for you to get your ass together. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I'm going to let Special K tell some more about that.
So, like, if we hadn't already been somewhere else, been there for a little while, and left because of their customer service, because they had $2 tacos too. Yeah. But okay, so you won't get these $2 tonight because I'm gonna need a certain something with your customer service. You know what I'm saying? So we had already left one establishment. So Ebony was like, "You all right?" I was like,
Yes, I was so scared.
I said, I'm really not. I said, I'm praying in my mind and my spirit. I said, because I'm ready to go. I said, but if we didn't have to do this review, I said, I would go to a third place. And actually, Ebony was even in a chat talking to a young lady that was somewhere else. And she was like, do y'all have happy hour tonight? I was like, what'd she say? It was bad. It was so bad that I was just like in my menu the whole time. Like, she came to me. I didn't get her no eye contact. I was just trying to breathe through the moment. I
gotta say
this.
She
was funky.
At one time, I'm talking to her, right? Asking a question. And instead of her responding to me, she looked at Keisha and asked her, did she want so and so and so?
Yes. So Ebony was talking to her, right? In the middle of that, she turns to me and asks me what my order was. Okay. I give her my whole order.
Oh, yeah.
She goes to the register to put it in or whatever. Come all the way back and was like, what was your order again?
Yeah.
Ooh. You know, I was like, Father God, this is a test. This is only a test. I told Ebony at one time, I was like, girl, I'm ready to grab a ponytail. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready to grab a ponytail. Ebony was like, Keisha. I was like, girl, this is so hard for me right now to just be like, baby. So, I mean, like, I was really ready to ask for the other young lady. Because I'm like, the food ain't even gonna taste good because your spirit ain't right and you got to give it to me. You know what I'm saying? And so another table came in beside us thinking like, is it just us? Because we've been somewhere too and it was just us. They gave the other people great service. We're like, okay. So the other table, they were like, hey, how you doing? They all cheery. She was, yeah. I was like, girl, you just need to go clock out and go home. Yeah. Don't even come back and start over again.
I will say I've seen that young lady in there before, and that is her personality. Yes, she just comes off like, how can I help you? You know what I mean? And like, truthfully, I will say this. I know, and Special K as well, this is not the code of conduct, the rules of conduct, this is not the owners, okay? These two young men that own this restaurant, okay? They are big on customer service. They big on, you know, making you feel welcome. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because so that's why it was so hard to deal with that. You know what I mean? I didn't want to ask who the manager was on duty. I straight wanted to go and hit up the owners because I was like, this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? And so yeah, customer service. So at the end, she tried to pull herself together. Right? I don't know.
I was done. Yeah. Too late for me. I was done.
I know I was done because I'm hitting the table and like looking at her. I said, I'm really trying. I am really trying. And then look, I even said, I said, I'm really trying with you.
Like, it was so bad. I'm all on tipping. Okay. Both of us are. Like, all three of us are. Okay. Right. It was so bad. The only reason why she got that little 18% she got is because they automatically, like a lot of places now, they automatically put it in your bill. Yeah, they do.
So, since you brought that up, and we go out a lot, do you guys feel that when they automatically put that gratuity on our checks or our tabs, that we don't get the same type of service?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would say
I really do. I do.
I understand the purpose behind it, but if they're going to keep doing that, the owners and upper management, and not just this establishment, I mean all over, they need to push for good and high standards when it comes to customer service, okay? Mm-hmm. Because would you rather this server get their guaranteed 18% and I never come back?
Right.
Or would you rather this server work for their tip, me tip them and come back? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Because on average, if the service is decent, we usually do more than 18%. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I've gone somewhere before and the service has been great. I've left a whole 50%. Like, baby, Ebony and I have gone somewhere before, the service has been great. And we asked the guy, so how much you want for a tip? And I think he might have said like 60, 70. I forgot what number he threw out, right? Yeah. But his service was great all night long. Yeah. And he was a college student. So at the end of the night, we gave him that whole little whatever he had asked for, but his service was great. You know what I'm saying? But her, and I always believe in giving something, but she was so, I wouldn't have. And I guess you probably can talk to whoever the owner is and be like, look, I don't want to be held to this 18% because I didn't get yada yada. But it was so slow and everything, and like it's like you didn't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? And I think it might be like $3, you know, something like that. So yeah.
All right. So we talked about the service. How about the food?
I'll go first. So let me tell you what I ordered. So we went there for tacos, but then they had wing special. And it may not stay the same, but I do want to tell you all just in case you want to go tomorrow, right? You got a 6-piece wing and fries for $6.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It had several flavors. I ordered the lemon pepper, and then I got a chicken taco and a shrimp taco. Right. The chicken taco was $2. So the beef and chicken tacos are $2, right? And it comes like really, fully loaded with toppings. And then the shrimp taco is $3. It's not here. I enjoyed my tacos. I would say that. I even enjoyed it even more the next day. For some reason, I got full, and maybe I got full up on anger from the customer service. But the lemon pepper wings, I've gotten their wings before, and the wings have always been good. That particular night, if you are like a lemon pepper lover, maybe you really will love lemon pepper. But that particular night, it was way too much lemon pepper for me. Yeah, go ahead, Special Harry.
And her lemon pepper, you know how it's usually a dry something where you could like maybe brush some of it off. It was a wet. Yeah. It was a wet seasoning. Yeah, I was like, what kind of? I had never had a wet. The pepper part was like a wet something. I didn't know what that was, but it was a lot. It was a lot up there. I had sweet chili, and I had a chicken taco, and I tried a beef taco. Did you like your shrimp taco, Ebony?
I did. I like my shrimp taco, but that chicken taco was hitting.
Yeah, I enjoyed my chicken too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That chicken was definitely of the three, probably the best. So like if I was to go back and get it again, I would probably only get chicken. The chicken was it was seasoned real well, and it went well with the toppings that was on it. The beef, I felt like had no seasoning. Like they just took the hamburger, like get some taco seasoning, you know what I mean? Yeah. And throw on the hamburger. It didn't have any of that up there. So the beef, I definitely wouldn't get again, even though it was only $2. Like take that $2 and get your chicken. You know what I mean? Yeah. I did enjoy my wings. I had sweet chili wings. They were good. So when the food came out, okay, the tacos, they were decent temperature. My food was cold. It took forever to come out, okay? From the time we ordered to the time we got our food, I think we were almost 40 minutes.
Yeah.
For 2 tacos and some chicken wings. Yeah. And then it come back cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. I was really, really shocked because we've been there before. Like I had one of my kids' sweet 16 birthday party.
Yeah,
I had a whole dinner there. My husband and I have had an anniversary shindig there. So we've been several times. But this most recent visit, I will say, that wait time, it took longer than expected. I did enjoy Keisha wings. And let's say this, with the tacos being so cheap, when you all do go, get something else besides just tacos, or get several tacos. Because like I said, I end up eating my chicken taco, the rest of it anyway, like I bid it there. But I ate it for lunch next day, and it was even better. You know what I mean? Because I said to myself, how do you make money off $2 tacos? You know what I'm saying? But what were you going to say, Tisha? I'm sorry.
When I really think there may be like a staffing issue. When we went off of the time that Google showed that they opened, but when we got the different time that was displayed, so I think we had to wait like an hour or so.
Oh wow.
Or maybe more than that before they actually open. My beef is when you open, like you should be up and running. So when we got there, they were still stacking up. They still had boxes of liquor that they were putting up. They were out of like, I'm ordering, and so they were out of some menu items, and I was kind of like, I mean, you just, open up, but not only that, but you're literally across the street from Food Lion. So even if you were out, somebody could have just real quick, ran over. But I think it's a staffing issue, because we also had long wait times on our food.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it might actually be a staffing issue.
I will say, I know in the past it was a staffing issue.
Right.
But when this new year rolled around, if you follow them on social media, they had flyers. I mean, they were hiring for new management, new servers, new hosts, new promoters, new DJs. It's like the revamp of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it was not busy at all. They had the staff. I just don't know what was going on in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Because it's not like it was a packed house. It was us.
It wasn't packed.
It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables, including us, and maybe 20 people, maybe 20. I don't even think it was that many, and that's still including us. So, which I really don't think it was 20. Because like we only had 2 at ours, and another table had 2. So yeah, it wasn't 20. It was 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah,
like 14.
Yeah,
14.
But before we move past the food, I will say there is plenty of options. Okay, mm-hmm. We got taco night. We got Taco Scoop was taco night, right? But you all saw those pictures. Those are from District 41.
Right.
I wish I knew the chef name that is usually there during like lunchtime and in the evenings. He's so awesome. I follow him on social media. I just don't remember his name, sorry. But he is so creative. He came up with a stir fry that's very popular there. He does things that's not even on the menu, and you just gotta catch it. But his food is good, okay? I've been there and personally gotten his food, and it is good. I gotta get his name, y'all, so I can get him the proper Bino. Thank you, Christina. Yes, Chef Bino. Y'all.
Hey, Christina.
We got some viewers, and hello everyone that is watching us live. Yes, let me read from the chat real quick. Customer service is definitely not like it used to be back in the day. That used to be a must in establishments. Mm-hmm. You're so right. That did used to be a must. So I will say we hand pink waiting. Oh,
it's probably that.
Okay. Sorry.
It's like reading the parentheses, right? Yeah, you're not supposed to read that part.
But yeah, so the tacos was good. The wings, I did like Keisha wings. The food was cold that particular night, but there are other options. They got this thing called a Philly Dilly. It's a Philly.
They still have that?
Yes, it's a Philly cheesesteak sub. That's good. I like their seafood. I like their burgers, you know.
And like we said, these are just our opinions of our experience on that night. You know what I'm saying? Not overall of the restaurant, because they do have a lot to offer, you know. Right. And I've been there before too, and service was great. The waitress was great. The food was great, but I guess it's like, you know, any of these restaurants and things right now, it's like a, you know, hit or miss, you know.
Yeah. Drinks are good too. We didn't get a drink that night. I'm so glad I didn't, because I probably end up in jail behind that little lady. But the drinks are good. You saw the picture there. They have a variety of different drinks. So, but yeah, go ahead. My bad, Tisha.
All right. So we talked about exterior, interior, the food. What is the overall grade for District 41?
I'm gonna let Special K go first. For that night, for me, gracious, y'all. I didn't even think about a grade beforehand. But they would probably be almost like a C minus D for me for that night. Like, honestly, that night was just like, if I gotta be truthful, and all I'm judging on is that Tuesday, my experience that night. It wasn't. From the time we sat down to the time we left, before we left, I was like, oh, bathroom. Let me go and take some pictures. I'm like, y'all not that busy in here. Like, somebody go and touch up. Take turns or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, go tidy up something or something other. They had a sink. that was, I guess, out of order, broken or something other. And I had said something to somebody about the sink, and they was like, "Oh, it still is." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know how long it's been, but yeah, it. So it could have used some, maybe some touching up, in the bathroom. But and maybe it would have been better if my food wasn't cold. But I didn't waited all this time. So like, was you waiting on hers to be done? Because her food was hotter than mine. Could have brought me mine and just waited on, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it wasn't a good night for me.
For me, I'm going to give it, like Special K said, I want to give it a C- because I did enjoy my tacos. My purpose of going was for the tacos, right? Mm-hmm. But tonight, I'm gonna give it a D. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because if it wasn't, even though we may know the owners, you know what I'm saying, or we may have been there before, you know what I'm saying, all we could think about is it's not always like this. It's not always like this. Right. What made us stay? Mm-hmm. However, what if it was my first time going?
Right. Mm-hmm.
What if I didn't know a soul that worked there? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So because of that, for this episode tonight, I'm gonna have to give it a D. But like, I gotta do the follow-up. Follow-up is, of course, I will give another chance. I am gonna go back because Chef Bino cooked some good food, and I do plan on giving this feedback to the owners. In fact, I'm gonna send them this video and hope they don't ban me from the No, for real.
But like Miss Ebony said, to kind of like piggyback on that, if I had never gone before, I wouldn't go again. But because I have experienced it before, and I know that they do have better, because I've experienced much better. You know what I mean? I would go. But if that was my first, it would be my first, my last, my everything, my it. Oh, yeah, it would.
Yeah. Well, we said that we would give the good, the bad, and the ugly.
But we still love you, District.
We still love you. Please don't ban us.
We still love you.
All right, guys.
And if you ban me, I'm going to get my food to go, and I'm going to send my kids inside. Sorry, go ahead, Tisha. Wrap it up, baby.
The funny part is, like, I've actually been banned from a place before, and we'll talk about this on another day. But
that's the next Chat and Chew will be talking about where you have been banned, because everybody has been banned. Well, not everybody. Maybe we're gonna do that. I like that idea. Okay.
I will order my food from somebody else's phone because
you know what?
That's when you want that food bad. Okay.
Bad. So we're done with this review. You guys sit tight, hold your seat. We got some commercials, but we're coming right back with a great, interesting chat.
We'll be back.
Peeling back the layers with Miss Ebony. We peeling back the layers.
Okay.
I think she got music playing in her head. She hear a whole other tune than what we hear. Get her medicine.
Welcome back to your Chat and Chew. I'm your girl, Miss Ebony. I got in the middle here my co-host Special K, and over
hey y'all,
Tisha. We hope you all have been watching tonight. If not, you can catch the replay. Don't stop and go back now. Stay with us. Welcome. Thank you, everyone that is viewing us live right now. We do not take that for granted. Also, before we jump into the chat, the chat part of tonight, I have to say this. You all caught the commercials. We have
so get your paper. It's okay.
Thank you. The producer had took my paper. Sasha Essence has a brunch coming up. It's called Who Is She? That is May 7th. It's an all women's brunch. Check that out. Get your tickets. She has something fabulous planned. And guess what? Your girl, Miss Ebony, will be there in the building. So you definitely want to check that out. Then we have a karaoke brunch on March the 12th. We have 2 dope chefs in the Hampton Roads area that is doing a karaoke brunch buffet. Okay, all you can eat. And I'm telling you, both of these ladies can cook. We're going to drop that flyer in the Chat and Chew Facebook. If you are not in our Chat and Chew Facebook, in this episode, stay right there, right? Stay here, because the people will leave you. You stay here. But once you get over there to Facebook, go to the search bar, put Chat and Chew. It's a public group. Send that invite. Our admin team will accept. Okay. Also, as you saw, 2 previous episodes of shows of Circle of Peace just had part 2 last week. If you have not caught that, you got time to go back, watch part 1 and part 2. And then we have on February the 21st, Circle of Peace first. So much. Circle of Peace will be
2-1 for those that are confused with the syllables. 2-1.
2-1, yes. The 21st of February. We have another live episode with our girl here, the host of Circle of Peace. You do not want to miss that. And it's 7:30 Eastern time, okay? Then we have February 22nd, your girl, Miss Ebony, coming back with season 3 with the layers effect. Okay, I had to give y'all all of that. Dope. I cannot wait. You all got something planned for y'all this season. So check that out. Now, at the end of the show, co-hosts, do not forget we have a raffle giveaway. It's a Valentine's giveaway. You had to watch. You listen. All the rules and regulations. I'm not going over it now because it's too late. Okay.
Too late.
That Special K dropped the requirements for you to be eligible to participate in this. We had a couple of people that followed the rules directly. Okay. And guess what? One of you ladies will be chosen tonight. So go ahead. What you got for us, Tisha?
All right. So the topic of discussion tonight is if I knew then what I know now. So the premise of this conversation, basically, like a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a couple of my childhood friends, like, you know, people that knew me back when I was like 10, 9, you know.
Wilding out.
So first of all, we were talking about how, like, things that we thought, okay, all of us we had planned, like when we became adults, we were going to move in together. But look, we were going to move in to Newsom Park because back then,
big goals, okay.
Back then, Newsom Park, like you could get like a 4-bedroom for $800, right? So don't do that.
It might have been cheaper than that. I remember my auntie used to. And she paid $200 for a 4-bedroom. We were little kids. Go ahead.
See? So
some things I guess we ought to thank God didn't happen, right? That we wanted to. God knew better. No.
Go ahead. So y'all wanted a 4-bedroom?
We were going to get a 4-bedroom. We were going to split that rent, right? And we were thinking about, and I was like, girl, we really had it planned that we was going to. So the topic of the discussion. So we started. I discussed that with you guys, and then Keisha came up with like, what do we miss from our youth and the wisdom that we have now? Like, what if we had that wisdom back then? Like, how different would our adult life be? So that's where we got the title from. Who wants to kick the discussion off?
Okay, so y'all, if you missed it, the title is If I Knew Then What I Know Now. And look, shout out to you, Pinky, in the chat. She said 44th Street. Hey, another person knows something about Newsom Park.
I know that's right, Pinky. We do too. Newsom Park.
I'll go first, because
Walker Village, Duck.
I'll go. I wish I would have known how important credit was. When I got to Virginia State, all I know is they offered me one credit card, the one, and then after the one, they just start coming. I had a. Don't judge me. I had a Visa with Bank of America. I had a Discovery card. Then I had 3 credit cards, y'all, with no job.
Right. We should have known something was up then, because that's how it was when I went to ODU. And they were out there, you know, on the sidewalks or inside Monarch Hall, whatever, like, yeah, come sign up. And I was like, and I was working, but I was like, no, I don't have no job. It was like, it's okay, put down your financial aid, get a refund. You should know from jump. Like, who tells you to sign up and then approve you? And you ain't got no job. I'm paying this bill.
And let me say this real quick. So they started me off, one of my credit cards started me off with like 200. But then
I was balling.
But then, like, after 3 payments, they took me to 5. My Bank of America Visa card started me with 5. After 3 payments, they took me to 1,000. Every time they took me up, they started getting less and less of their minimum payments. I couldn't even do the minimum. I couldn't even do the minimum payment, y'all. Go ahead, Tisha. What's your credit card experience?
I had Capital One.
Okay.
It's like maybe 500, like on Capital One. But I think it was like Zales. It was like a jewelry.
Oh wow! She took it back.
Hey,
it was like a $2,000 credit limit up there, right?
Oh, I know you bought your boyfriend something.
No. Cash advance.
Hold on. That's how you know that.
I was not expecting that.
You got Zales did a cash advance,
and then a jewelry store.
That's what I'm saying.
You can take. Listen, nobody told me about the APR on cash advances.
Yep.
Nobody told me about, okay, you go to this ATM machine and this is how much. No, but all I knew, I had 2,000.
Look, listen, in the chat, she was balling.
Out of control.
Because y'all, we're talking about 2001, 2002.
Man.
Okay, that's a lot of credit.
Yeah.
It was earlier than that for me. I was in the 90s. I was 95. So
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was. I was filling up my car at the Crown gas station with my Crown credit card at like 87 cents a gallon. What? I stayed on full.
You should have had good credit.
But I will say, I did good with my cards and my credits.
You did for a little while.
I got married. That was a downfall for me because our mom has always been big on money. Don't let nobody make no money off you. You know, pay that bill when it's due. She only taking something if it's 0% interest rate. You know what I'm saying? So I was up on it. You know what I mean? I was working over there at Jefferson Lab and I was paying my bills and then got married and
no, it was Seabath back then.
Yeah, it was Seabath back then. It was Seabath.
Before you go to another one, you all, they Pink in the chat said Money Mark. That's why I go ahead laughing. Money Mark to cash your check.
Yes,
was a damn car payment. Yo, we should have opened up a Money Mark.
Right.
You know something? You wanted that check cash. So
check in the cash. That's what they were.
But you wanted that check cash so
yes.
Bad. Okay. All right. Give us one special K. What you got?
Mine is money too. I think though what I would it wasn't even so much of how I spent it but I would have invested. You know what I mean? Like I was always, used to hear the non-us talking about if you get your child to put so-and-so in the bank over so-and-so years, then by the time they're some such an age, they're going to have $1 million. And I used to be like, how y'all calculate? Like, I didn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, so how much do I have to put in at the age of 45 to still get that? $1 million they was talking about back then. So I definitely would have, I would have invested. Like, I didn't do a whole lot of crazy spending with my money. A lot of it was family. You know what I mean? I married young. We had kids. I did have my one episode where I put some rims on somebody's car. So I probably wouldn't have done that one. But other than that, it wasn't like a whole bunch of like a... We're not going to talk about that. That's another show. Don't ask me who the rims was for. Look at Miss Ebony. Okay, look at Miss Ebony.
Because listen, she never said, "Oh, my husband" at the time.
No, it wasn't him.
This was after the after. Okay. We're gonna have to bring that up. Somebody write these ideas down.
I started off so good. You know what I mean? Okay. I started off so good, and then such a good girl. I was in the church and this and that, young. But then as I got older, I kind of So as I get older now, because I've been, mom and that I hope when I get like 60 years old, I'm not no cougar or I'm not out there trying to. But that's what it was. That's because it wasn't for my husband. It wasn't. It was after him.
So before we go to you, Tisha, in the chat, like Miss Ebony said, credit is a big thing. Yes. I wish I knew when I did the right thing, I could. Oh yes, could add my kids. Oh my goodness, to them and jumpstart their credit. Mm-hmm. Yes, I wish that I would have learned that a long time ago when my credit was good.
Right.
It ain't gonna do no good. My children have better credit than me. You can judge me if you want to. I'm getting my life together, but I'm just trying to tell you, they need to put me on their credit card. Listen, don't give me the card. Just put me on the account.
On it.
You hear me? All right, what you got, Tisha?
I would have better preserved my knees. Listen.
Father.
Heels.
Listen, like every time you hear Cash Money Records taking over for you don't have to get out there.
You don't.
And every time I heard drop down and get your eagle on, you don't have to get your eagle on. Like, these the only.
And I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy though. She said she wished she had to preserve her knees better. And every time you hear, you don't have to drop down and get your eagle on. But Tisha, are you still trying to drop down and get your eagle on at some point in time though?
Okay. It's a mid-air squat. Okay.
Not a mid-air. Who does a mid-air?
You don't drop down as low. So you've learned.
It's a mid, like a kind of, but not. No.
Listen. Before we move past that, when I want to get low, I put all my weight on Jay.
So Jay got bad knees. He's standing
there, and I will like just put all my weight on him, going down, hoping like, hey, bring back up.
Friend, his knee don't give out. Bless our producer knees, God. Bless his knees.
Look, the note when we see, so you blaming Nelly and Cash Money? Absolutely. Okay.
No, I'm gonna say she needs to blame herself because I went to college with this chick, and she would. Now everybody know, okay. This how you can tell the freshmen because they wore their
producer.
They wore their best to class. Okay, I'm in sneakers, sweatpants, t-shirt going to class. Tisha's over there with the heels. Where are you going 8 o'clock in the morning in these heels? And your last class is like at 2, 3 o'clock. So you all day long walk around in here getting it. But she getting it. Not knowing 20 years from now, I won't be able to do this.
Look, and her saying that, it's so funny because I met Tisha when she was back there in them days with them heels on. So when I used to see her, and Ebony be like, girl, and she wear them heels every day. I said, that baby gonna pay for them knees. When she
remember mommy said that?
Yep. I used to always say, she gonna pay for that. She gonna pay for that.
That young lady, I tell you, she looks good and she's doing it, but I tell you, 20 years from now, that baby ain't gonna be able to do that. She's not gonna be able to wear them. She's gonna have to get knee pads.
So what I'm hearing, right, is that y'all spoke evil upon I'm hearing.
Yes.
That's what I'm okay.
Okay, I got another one. Mm-hmm. I wish I wouldn't have wasted so much time on the different men that I wasted time on. I wish that I would have recognized some of the red flags. No, like for real, this is how I keep myself sane, y'all, okay? I said, well, you know what, Lord? If I wouldn't have went through that, I wouldn't appreciate who I am.
Ain't that what we tell ourselves?
You know what I'm saying? But the years wasted, the money wasted, the time, my body. I mean,
okay. I will say this.
All that.
I will say one thing that I do miss from my youth is the ability to be reckless, right? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like you need a period to get it out, enjoy, live, whatever,
and come back,
and come, you know, and come back. But I miss that because, like, okay, the ability to hang out in the club till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, go to sleep for 30 minutes to an hour, wake back up, go to work for hours, do it. I can't even think about doing that now. So I do miss the ability to be reckless, not having to really give an account or be responsible for anybody but yourself. I do miss that. I do miss it. But
okay, well, I have to say this disclaimer. I've had to be accountable for people at a young age because I started having children real young. But I had the support of Keisha. You know what I'm saying? But so let me say this. That's funny that you said that because I remember Jay and his friends. I used to sit down with them and they would talk about how they will be in the club till 5 and 6. Shout out to Dominic Hinton, okay, and the producer Jay. I'm telling you, they would be out in the clubs like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and we have to be at work. But they were in the Navy, so that's a different type of. You can't show up late. You have to get there on time, and then check this out, y'all. They would have duty. So now here they are doing a whole 24-hour period. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. If you got to pick and choose, because see, some people do life different, and I'm about to put it out there. Keisha was that good girl, right? I still
am.
Keisha was that good girl, that good hopeful.
I still am, y'all. Blot out these screens. I still am.
She had them children with her husband. Then she got older. Now, we'll say she didn't get too wild. But when I tell you, Keisha started living her best life probably from 35 on up. She started living her best life. Kids grown, okay?
Not even 35 for real. Because they were still kind of, no, it probably wasn't about until I hit 40.
Okay.
Well, I really started to like, not even live my best life, but kind of be out there, you know, a little more. So like somebody said in the chat, I still do that. And I think we still can. Like we still can live. You might can't do it as often. But I think for our sanity, we do need that. Just kind of like get wild, let your hair down within restraints of it being legal. You know what I'm saying? You ain't hurt nobody. You're not disrespecting your marriage or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it might not be necessarily outside. It might be something that you and your husband are doing. You know what I'm saying? You got some music on at the house and y'all are jamming or whatever. You up late or you know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm outside with my husband. I'm outside with my girls. I'm outside with my colleagues. We work on work projects late at night.
But I'm talking like Tisha. Tisha don't be outside.
No, because Tisha came to a whole birthday party and left at 9 o'clock. She came to the club, y'all. And that girl, it was so funny because Tisha
and doors didn't open till 8:30.
Listen, Tisha was like, all right, girl, we ready to go. And it was so funny. It's like her husband knew the signals. Because next thing I look, and he was coming to give me a hug too. I was like, all right, y'all. Okay. But I will say this. Just make sure the whole point of like this little part is live your life. Okay.
Yes.
Because I will say this, and this is for those who are in relationships. What you can run into is if you with a woman or a man and they never like lived, and we're not talking about reckless, but just like really exploring life, then I'm telling you, when homeboy or homegirl, Mr. or Mrs. get 60, 65, they're gonna be out there in the streets, okay? Because they didn't, do that in their younger day. You know what I'm saying?
So you want somebody to maybe like have kind of had experiences.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to get it. Now you want to start cheating. Now you want to start stepping out. You was a church boy up until, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or
definitely
just start drinking more or like whatever, you know?
We want to be talking about cheating, get all that out the way.
Yes. Or if you was a drinker, you was a big drinker, you was a big smoker, like
get that out the way before we meet. For all y'all single ladies, pray now that he's living his worldly life out there. Okay.
So maybe we want to go find like renewed hoes. And you done all of that.
In the chat.
But at the same time, those people, they could be boring now.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it's like, you got to kind of find that balance. Because I met this one guy, he was like, oh, I did that. Like, bro, you ain't saying nothing for now. Well, I'm still trying to do that, so this is not gonna work.
And people get fun twisted. Fun does not mean you out there snorting lines.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that. It just means you're exploring life, whatever that means.
Right.
Okay, so yes, Pinky. She said not renew hope. Pinky said, listen. I like this one. Pinky said, I feel like I should have traveled more before I started having my babies, and even with them. Yes, I do wish that I would have saw more of the world in like my earlier years, but girl, it ain't never too late, okay? Because now I'm 40 and I'm still, I'm out and gone, okay?
And like she said, take them babies with you.
Yeah.
So they can see the world too. Just make sure you go places where you can drop them off. You know what I mean? And come back. Yeah. Go ahead, Tisha.
I got one.
Hold on, Tisha.
Short. It's gonna be real short because y'all not gonna agree with this. I wish I would have known when I was younger that you had to get all your fighting out the way, because when you get older, people press charges and you go to jail.
Right. Now that's what
true. Go ahead. See, I told you, that's me with myself.
Because I might have slung a few people back in the day.
Okay. Back in the day, you could fight and get over with. Me and my homegirl, shout out to Anna. I never forget, we was walking one day. She fought the mama, I fought the daughter, but we didn't even want to fight them. We only fought because me and her was dressed alike, and they was out the window picking with us because me and her was dressed alike. You know what I'm saying? So we did what we had to do. You do that same thing today, you're going to jail.
You're going to jail.
All right, go ahead, Tisha. What's yours?
I would say, I wish I would have invested more in myself.
Oh,
no.
That's good.
Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. So tying into that, I wouldn't have gotten married as early as I did.
You did get married early.
Knowing what I know now, no, I wouldn't have gotten married. And I would have took that time, my 20s, to invest in myself, to get to know myself, to push myself forward. Because I mean, I'm doing, good now, but I just think sometimes, and I'm working on this. I got to forgive myself for not knowing better, or I would have did better. But I keep thinking like, dang, like what if I had applied myself back?
Yeah.
How much farther would I be right now? So, but everything is in God's timing. So but yeah.
What would you say to that special case?
I'm going to piggyback on what Tisha said, because I'm married young as well. So I thought about that, since we have been talking about, the topic. And I think the first thing that comes to people's mind is like the things that went wrong in our lives that we wish we could have changed, this and that. So if I go back and I say, I wouldn't have got married as young, but I got beautiful kids out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I hold on to that. So it's like, even though it was bad in it, I got good out of it. So to erase all of that would maybe be like to erase them. Because if I hadn't have then, the path that I was on when I met my ex-husband, I don't know if I ever would have married. You know what I mean? I was on this thing where I'm independent. And by a certain age, I would have finished college. So I would be a doctor, somebody right by now. You know what I'm saying? So if he didn't have XYZ and it didn't line up like 1, 2, 3, I'd have been like, because I'm doing this by me. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would have invested in me more, like you said, during that marriage. I wouldn't have put me on the back burner so much. You know what I'm saying? So I would have finished school. Even if he wanted to go to school, it's like, okay, well, you're going to have to do your work, because I stopped school because I started doing his work for him so he could go to school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we still done the marriage thing, but I probably would have not lost me in the process. You know what I'm saying? I would have still been wifey, still been mom, but still been Keisha in the process. You know what I mean? So I probably would have still done the marriage thing, like I said, because I got my babies, but I would have invested more in Keisha, during that process. Yeah, definitely.
So I would say, to wrap this up, right? It's like really fun to talk about, like, if I would have known it. But listen, no matter where you are at in life, and no matter what you've done, all of us can learn from our past, right? Our past decisions. I don't like to say past mistakes. We could all learn from our past, right? And one of the really great things about having that past and going through what we went through, we were able to talk to our nieces, nephews, sons, daughters, the youth growing up in the church. We were able, you know what I mean? Seriously, because I was very transparent with my girls about my upbringing, about my decisions. And I celebrated them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, if you know me, then you know. But for those of you that are watching, I had my first child at 17, right? So I have 2 girls right now. One's 22, one's 19. I think at 8. So as soon as they reach the 17th mark, as soon as they turned 17, they still were pure. I celebrated them. You know what I'm saying? I had my second child at 20. You know what I'm saying? So when my daughter was 22, as soon as she turned 20, I celebrate, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and my nieces will even tell you, like, I have shared some things that I have done, you know what I mean? Any of you all want to pick, speak to what I just said?
No, I had some. So I did a little poll and throughout Facebook, and so a couple of people chimed in, and somebody did say money management, which we covered or what have you, and saying keeping good credit. Somebody else said that if I knew my fiance would pass away 2 months after moving to Virginia, I wouldn't have moved. I really felt that one because, you know, you think about moving away, starting over. It's like I've relocated, I've uprooted my life. You know, that's a big something, you know.
That is big.
That is very big. And then someone else says that they wish they had found the job that they have now. They had found it much earlier. So they could be much further along in it. And someone said, the way things are in the world, I kind of wish I had another kid. Sad that I find that one day the police would hurt my only child. Then I got to hurt them. I knew what I wanted out of life at 12, being the oldest of 5. And it's like I had my adult he had to be an adult way before I could be a kid. So, you know, a lot of times people that is something to think about. You know what I mean? If you only have one child, you're like, wow, what if they had siblings, or, you know, and maybe people got a whole lot. And like, what if I didn't have so many in the opposite way, you know?
Right.
But that was just a couple of things from our viewers.
Well, thank you, Special K, for taking it upon yourself. Yes. In the chat, we have True Special K. I love my babies, and all I can say is thanks for my children, but sheesh. If I could. I know that's right.
Yeah, because if it weren't for them kids, oh yeah, I would have XA right away A, then out A. Probably locked up A.
All right, Tisha, you got anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
No. Oh, well, I will say this just to wrap it up. You know what? I think everything happens like at the right time.
Yeah.
But I think about the things that I do have right now, and honestly, if I had them back then, I would have messed it up.
Right.
That's good.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely
within the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's really a blessing that we can look back on so much of that in the past and like laugh at it now. You know what I mean?
And I think
laugh now. But I think it's only because of the grace of God, and we realize that we're so much further than we were back then. Because if we were still like that, of course, this wouldn't be funny. It wouldn't be, you know what I mean? But we can see that like God has had his hand through all of it, you know what I mean? And because of every obstacle, it empowered us. It made us stronger. You know what I mean? So it gives us the strength, and it gives us courage, and it gives each one of us stories that we can give to somebody else that if they're listening, be like, don't do that. Then, and then even if they do, we can say, well, if I did that and this happened for me, then yada, yada can happen for you too. So at the end of the day, you know, everything that I've been through in life, good, bad, or ugly, you know, I thank God for it. I really do.
Yeah. That was good. I love y'all. Y'all are so good.
We love you too sometimes.
That's okay. Let's get right into it before we end this night. Who is our winner of the raffle drawing? I was on my mouth tonight. The raffle drawing from Sasha Essence. And I wish I would have had it here with me tonight, but that's okay.
Yeah.
The winner will see it. It is a luxury box full of self-care products, top line, okay? So who is our winner? Let's get into it.
Our winner this evening is one of our viewers. And, she came in late in the game, as to joining our group. But she's been answering and responding, and she's been here on our different lives and everything. And we just really appreciate you. I remember when we first met her, we used to call her Cassia because of how it's spelled. But her name is actually Keisha. Keisha Capers, I believe it is. Yes, who's on the live tonight, so congratulations.
Y'all show her some love in the chat. Congratulations. She was up here earlier tonight. I'm not sure. Oh, look, she's here.
Yeah, she's up there.
So Special K will get your contact information so we can make sure that we get that gift to you this week. Again, it is a self-care luxury box sponsored by Sasha Essence. Sasha Essence is a spa, Black-owned women's spa located in Hampton, Virginia, where she do a variety. She offers so many different services. Okay, the one that she's pushing right now is a self-care service. It's a 1 hour of self-care. You go in and it's people don't know your business. It's like confidential of what you choose and what you do, but it's a variety of different services. You go in, you customize your package of what you want to do in that 1 hour, and bam, you have it. Okay, so thank you to our sponsor, Miss Stacy, who is the owner of Sasha Essence. Congratulations to you.
She has a brunch coming up too, right?
Yes,
that we showed that commercial.
That's her brunch is coming up on May the 7th, and it's called Who Is She? Okay, so we're gonna drop all that information in the chat. We thank you all. Thank you for tuning in tonight for another live. We only had planned to do our lives once a month, but we had so much fun last week that we said, let's roll it back again. Let's do another live, right? So before we leave, I want to give a special shout out to my colleague and my girlfriend, Latera. Sorry, I'm bad with names, but I know your name. Latera, for blessing me with these beautiful, I'll let you see your beautiful earrings.
Okay, pretty.
And she gave me this glass. I've been drinking my H2O. Okay, I've been drinking water tonight. I'm pushing my water. Okay.
Yeah.
But shout out to you and shout out to my daughter who's been doing my glam lately. And shout out to my husband.
China.
Yeah, and one more shout out to my husband, who is the producer of Worldwide Entertainment Media Group. Love you. All right, go ahead, Special K.
Special K, let's see. Shout out to myself, Special K. I love me. I learned a lot about. But shout out to my co-host. I wasn't supposed to say Special K in the beginning. Shout out to my co-host. I love you, like, huh?
You don't know, but
that's why I froze.
Froze again.
Shout out to my co-host. I love you, ladies. Shout out to the producer for always whatever we kind of throw out there. Because like Ebony said, this wasn't originally a live, so it was a little more work for him instead of just dropping it tonight. Shout out to all of those who tune in. We appreciate you all. And please do go back and watch the other ones. If you're watching, you watch the replay, make sure you comment. Let us know how you like the shows. If it's something else you would like to see, if it's a place you want us to go and visit, let us know that as well. And Ebony did mention a brunch or a karaoke brunch, right? In March. So Ebony and I are going to that. We can see if Tisha is available if she likes to go. But if any of you ladies would like to join, because somebody did mention karaoke, it's not on us. I'm not sure what the cost was. So, everybody paying their own. But we can all go as a group and enjoy brunch and karaoke and just have a good time together.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tisha.
Miss Tisha.
So shout out to my sisters over. Is it? Okay, boom. Here. Shout out to my sister. Shout out to the producer. And I want to shout out my dogs for not barking.
Ain't that right? Go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
Hey, she got 2 of them. Again,
then you got to get them some treats.
Yes. Thank you again for tuning in for another live episode of Chat and Chew. Again, please share us. Share the YouTube page. Add people to the Facebook group. Thank you again. Everyone have a blessed and safe night. Good night.
Yes. Good night, y'all.